I'm live? Okay, hi, I'm live. Hello, welcome to the Amazing Stop-Motion Circus. I am your host, Maeve Mooney, and I'm sure that
I'm live?
Caine
Okay,
here
I'm
would
live.
hate me
Hello,
if
welcome
I...
to
Hold
the
on.
Amazing
Stop-Motion Circus. I forgot I had that open in order to keep the tab. I'm sure Caine here would hate me if I said I was the host, but sorry, buddy. You've been demoted. Anyway, yeah. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I've been getting really into doll customization lately, and my little sister was like, "Hey, Maeve, why are you getting so into doll customization?" And I was like, "Well, I've been meaning to get back into stop motion." And she was like, "Okay, do it, coward. Do it." So I'm doing it. She gave me a month. I think I'm probably not going to do that. Um, I'm gonna give myself a tiny bit of grace because last time I did that, I was a community college student with no other responsibilities other than full time student, and now I'm like an adult with Brent and other stuff. But yeah, you can see I've already prepped some stuff. Here's Pomni. Her eyes are magnetic, so she can have different facial expressions. I'm going to paint her up. I should get a paper plate to paint her upon. 1 second. Let me make a little... I'll be right back with a paper plate to paint Pomni on. Okay, I'm back kind of. Let me close. Okay. I'm back. Hi. Hello. I thought of a few more things. We've got water to help clean our brushes, and we've got this elastic thread stuff that we're going to use later to make her poofy clothes. And I have an outfit here, Nessa Rose's dress, to dismantle so I can figure out how to do these puff sleeves. Don't worry, she's in a cute little rainbow outfit now. She doesn't mind sacrificing her dress so that I can make more outfits like it. Um yeah, let's get started with Pomni here. And I have some hair yarn wefts for Pomni later, in a very dark kind of mousy brown. Let me set up here. I'm sorry, this is a huge mess. This is just what happens when you're an artist. Everything gets everywhere. Let's find some brushes that I can use to make her pretty. And let's look up Pomni. Let's look her up. Let's hope we get some safe image results. Okay, yeah. Here's lots of fan art of her crying. But there's a lot of just like stills of her from the show as well. Okay. So let's start by, we have her on this cute little paper plate. We have our water up here. We have a bowl here, and we have some brushes. Let's start by painting her nice big black eye sockets. And I'm actually gonna put on some music. I took the liberty of grabbing some no AI 80s Japanese city pop chill vibes mood setter for study, work, and chill. Wait, is that copyright free? I need copyright free music. I love that it's no AI, but I need no copyright and no AI. No AI. Okay, but is it copyright free? I could just sing. Whatever, fuck it. I don't know if this is no AI, but we've got Cafe Music Unwind Station Jazzy Mix, Creative Commons music. Hopefully it's not AI. But whatever. Let's start making Pomni. And I'm actually gonna wrap her in a paper towel so that she is safe. It took like 7 or 8 layers of white paint to prep her body, so I don't want to have to do all that again. My girlfriend said that I should have done a base layer of black, but by the time she suggested that, I was already in too deep. So, yeah. Let me pull up the live stream as well so that I know if you guys, lovely guys, are chatting or not. Let's paint her cute little eyes. I don't have the nicest brushes here. These are kind of, I think these are from the dollar store, maybe. Actually, I bet I have some nicer brushes in my little watercolor. Yeah. And these are 4 watercolors, but whatever. This is a worthy sacrifice. There, I got much more control here. I want to give her nice big round eye sockets. Harder to do this side than it was the other one. Does that suit her? This one a little bit bigger. And the reason why I'm doing the Amazing Stopmotion Circus is because I already had the dolls kind of lying around. My girlfriend got me a dollar store play dental kit because she saw the teeth and she was like, and she knew that I, you know, have been really loving Caine, and she was like, oh, I know. I have to get this for my girlfriend. So she got that for me. And of course I had to make Caine, right? Like, that's the it's like, oh, mission accepted, you know? So his eyes are ping pong balls. They're painted, and there's magnets inside of them. And there's also magnets on the underside of his jaw that I hot glued in there. And he is attached to a mannequin body. Pomni is the same kind of mannequin body. The 8-inch male mannequin doll from Blink. Which I used to work there. Not anymore. I'm gonna give her cute little eyelashes. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of like Delightful and Enchantarium and Moonlight Jewel and whatnot. So like, you know, their doll face-ups are all very pretty. And then there's whatever the heck I'm doing. Oh, look at that. Look at you, Pomni. Okay. There's her eyes. Now I'm gonna... Oh, goodness. I maybe put a little too much black on the blue. Need these out. And I was gonna paint her cheeks next, but you know what? I think I'm gonna set her aside and try doing her eyes. Okay. Look at her. She's a little lopsided, actually. I'm gonna go back in and fix that. Yeah, let's even that out. Want to see her. Oh! No. Pomni. Yeah. Oh, girl. She had Q-tips. I really should have gotten those in preparation. Like, look, I did all this prep only to, like, botch it up. Guess I could fix that with, like, 17 more layers of acrylic later. No, let's make her eyes bigger. Very big, very bright. eyes are just getting bigger and bigger. Pomni, what are we gonna do with you? Ooh, the fleet is actually kind of nice. Hold on. Fixing it with a wetted brush now. I really should have done your cheeks first, shouldn't I? Okay, that's cute. Actually, hold up. This brush is pointier. Oh, she's cute! She's cute! Let's bring this lashes out a little bit more. Pomni! Okay. Letting you dry, sweet pea, before I test your bobble eyes. Should I test the bobble eyes now? No, I should make better eyes. These are like placeholders that I used to. Let me just like hold it above. Oh. I see. Pomni hasn't had a whole lot of sleep lately. That's what I'm gonna say that. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. Actually, you know what? No, I do wanna do the cute little cheeks now. Set the black aside and do some pink. New bowl. Let me get this out of the way. It's misleading. The cute pink little cheeks. Pick her up. Isn't she precious? She's like a skull girl almost, like a skeleton. I mean, considering my last stop motion film, that makes sense. We love skeleton girls in this house. It's like There's so many skeleton boys. There should be more skeleton girls too. Girls should be able to be monsters as well. It's like fun, cool monsters and all that. And I think that's her sweet little cheeks done. I should get a better webcam for next time. So cute. Pomni. Okay, I'm gonna let her dry. And I'm gonna set her aside over backstage. Okay, and now we're letting Pomni dry. So, let's start sewing. Hi! Lucy Jerkic 5326. Hello! Welcome! I'm making the Amazing Stopmotion Circus! Thank you for calling my stream fire. Okay, and since Pomni's face is drying, we don't want to add her hair yet. So... one moment, let me mute myself. Never mind, my girlfriend stopped calling. Okay. Sewing. So, I have a pair of Barbie pants here that fit Caine almost perfectly. They're just a little wide at the waist, so I'm going to tailor it slightly to his proportions, and then he will have pants. And it'll be a good start to us sewing. I should tilt the camera this way. That didn't do much. Alright, let's hem these pants. And Caine, let me set your eyes to the side. And do I have one moment? Let me get... It's just... This is for his safety. Trust me. This is for his own good. This will look weird, but trust me. This is for Caine. This is... So, he's gonna get this around his jaw. And that is going to prevent his head from flopping all over the place and getting in the way of my work. For his own good. I'm gonna point his cute little feet. And I'm gonna slip these pants onto him. get it over his butt. Yeah, and you can see it's like very close to being a perfect fit on him. It's just a little loose in the back here. I'm gonna pin that down. There we go. So now let's slip those back off. And trim them. Where's my inside outer? There's my inside outer. I got this. I'm happy that I caught your stream. I saw the link and immediately clicked. Yay! Oh wait, fire! Hi, fire! I just now realized what that meant. Yes, hello, hi! This is a crafting friend of mine, everybody. I mean, it's only you, Fire, right now, but everyone in the future who might want to watch this. But yes, this is my inside outer. I think it's like a jewelry threader, but it's perfect for making things. It's all good. Okay, but it's good for inside outing things that you're sewing, such as these pants. This is chill. We're chilling. We're vibing. Hopefully this doesn't look like ass. Hold on, I'm gonna use my teeth real quick. Okay. What I usually do to close a stitch is I take my needle and I make a mostly not done loop. I don't know how well you can see. And I thread the loop twice, and then I tug it closed and then I cut it with my teeth, which is probably not good practice. But yeah, it's a seamed pants right there. And let's take our inside outer and pull it right side in. Put you on my headphones since I'm the only one up in my house at the moment. It's looking good. Yay! Thank you. Okay, let's put Caine's pants on Caine. Hope it fits. A little bit better. Get it past his feetsies. Tug it past his hips. Yeah, that's fitting a little bit better. Kind of. This is like it's kind of fitting like a grandpa's pants. But that's okay. That's okay. Next steps. Next step, the jacket. Make the jacket. So I made this pattern using the tape method. It's actually very helpful for me because I eventually want to learn to sew, and I just enjoy watching people make stuff. It's fun. Yeah. So what I did, the way that you do the tape pattern method is you take your guy, you wrap him in plastic wrap, and then you wrap that in tape, like trying to conform to him as best you can. And you do a couple layers of that so you have a bit of so he has room to put it on. And then you draw your seam lines where it looks like they look best, and then you cut them out. And now I'm gonna try to make his jacket. Oh, Pomni's eye folder just fell down. That's okay, we'll get to that later. And for our fabric, I found this super cheap, I think it's meant to be like a seat. It's meant to like go over the back of your seat and you put stuff in it, and it was like for a back to school sale, but it's perfect red fabric for Caine's jacket. And for Pomni's shorts and shirts and whatnot. So let's find some pattern pieces, which I made out of tissue paper because that's a little bit lighter. Like it's more flexible, you can wrap it around your doll a little easier. And where's my pins? Here's my pins. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pin the pattern to the fabric. Going around the edge of your drawn on little pattern piece. And this is going to have to be a lined jacket, but it's going to have two different linings because Caine's, like, the underside of his tailcoat is gold, but the but his collar and I'm gonna give him like little sleeve cuffs. Those are black. So what I'm thinking of doing, since it's doll scale, usually what you'd do is you'd make like your pieces a little bit long, and you'd add a lining, which is like you cut the same piece of fabric and you just sew them both together flat, so that it's one kind of fabric on one side and a different kind of fabric on the other. And you just like fold it over so the lining's more visible on those parts that you'd want to show through, like sleeve cuffs and like a collar. But since Caine has different linings, and because this is doll scale and I can get away with cheats like this, I'm thinking that I'm just gonna cut those pieces out and glue them to where they show through. Sewing. Sewing is a very useful skill. My mom taught me how to sew at a very, very young age. Like, I was 7. When she let me start using the sewing machine. And I have a sewing machine. I don't like to use it. I'm very much a hand-stitch kind of a person. I just like doing that. So I just pinned one side of his jacket, like body, to the red fabric, and I'm going to readjust this. That did the opposite. Hold on. I'm readjusting this camera so that hopefully you guys will be able to see more of what I'm actually doing. There we go. Yeah. Scissors. And a neat little trick is you want to make sure that your paper cutting scissors are different from your fabric cutting scissors. Like have a different pair of scissors for each kind of thing that you like to cut. Like I have this fabric pair of scissors. I have a hair cutting pair of scissors, which is the blue one here. I don't know where my paper cutting scissors, which are here with the black handles. And the gray handles are my fabric cutting scissors. That's really cool, and that's good that your mom taught you how to sew. I'd be clueless, but I also know it takes time to learn. Yeah, it takes some time to learn, but it's like, it can be fast to learn if you start like with just the littlest things. Just learn to just take a needle, take some thread, put the thread in the needle, take 2 pieces of fabric and sew along the edge, and boom, you're sewing. Like, a pillow is the easiest thing to start with, because that's just, you take 2 pieces of fabric that are the same shape, and you sew the same like shape and size, and you sew them together along the edges, and then you fill it with fluff, and there you go, you've got a pillow, good job. And that's like the basics of it. And you can then take that skill with you to do other things, like, oh no, my pants ripped. Haha, I have a needle and thread. I can fix that. Even if it looks bad, it's still sewing. And I actually kind of really like I usually actually try, and this annoys my mom, who really loves to match her threads to her fabric colors, but I really like visible stitching. I like it when you can see that something's been done. So I tend to try and, like, if I have black fabric that I need to stitch up, I'll go for the white thread. Because I like that look, you know? And I'm giving myself some seam allowance, which is you cut your fabric a little bit farther away from where you actually want the fabric to end, so that then you can fold it over and add a hem, which is like you fold it over and you stitch a little bit inside. And now the dart, which is the tricky part here. I'm gonna fold this piece of fabric in half. Thank you. Also, when my cats are watching, hello, Fire's cat! Hello! My cat's been complaining at me. I think she wants to go on an adventure, but she's not gonna do that until Rose is here and we have her harness. Because we're good little cat owners. And also, she likes exploring, but she's also got some anxiety. So we stay with her when she goes to explore, even if she only really explores the apartment lobby. Just like sniffing around, seeing what's what. And this is my first time making a coattail jacket before. Like, I haven't done that before. This is new for me. So I hope I did it right. And that this will work. Take the pattern off the fabric, and there we go. And that will go around like that, and it'll have a very sharp shoulder. And we'll take the dart in, which is like a slit of a slit made in the middle of the fabric, so that it contours to his body a little bit better. And I hope that works. Let's make the second one. So I'm doing the same thing again. I'm taking our pattern and I'm putting it. Let's figure out. So put a picture of Millie in the pets channel. Hold on, I have to see Millie. I have to see Millie. But we're going on a detour. We're going on a journey. I should post Maggie. Let me see. Cat. The kitty. I'm showing you guys. Millie is she's so cute. She's cute. I should show off Maggie. Maggie's a good cat. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna pin this to this again. And I think this fabric is the same on both sides, so it doesn't matter as much. Like, usually I'd turn it inside, like, I'd flip it around before pinning it, but I don't care as much as the same on both sides. Doesn't matter. Oh, I almost did a blunder. I need to print it a little bit further away from the edge of the fabric so that I have enough fabric to make the thing. I need to do the thing to make the thing. Words. Okay. And you in place. There we go, kind of. Well, how did that happen again? How did that happen again? Okay, stubborn. I'll pin somewhere else first then. Okay, here we go. Now it's cooperating. Okay. I'm also hoping that there's not too many holes in the fabric from where I've pinned it, because it's kind of a thin fabric. And if there are holes, shh, he's gone through a lot. He's gone through a lot, and that will be my excuse. It's good that it's a thin fabric, because that's good for doll clothes. They can be tricky to though. Like, I don't even know what this fabric is called. I got it from the dollar store. It's not even meant for clothes. I'm going against this fabric's purpose. This fabric can do anything. It doesn't have to be an elementary school seat cover. That's where else. Okay. But something about a few holes? Oh, there's more chat. I just. Okay. Fuck it. I'm cutting this raw. Actually, no. I'm cutting this close. Hold on. Cutting out the armhole. Yeah! There we go. And now that dart again. Make sure that we align these kind of almost. We can. Taking out the pins. Okay. And we separate the pattern from the fabric. Where did I put? There's the second face of pattern fabric. I think it goes together that way. Yeah, that's right. Let's assume I'm right. I'll line them up here as best I can. How's your day or night been? It's been good. I've had a good day so far. I've been, I sent my grandma home for the weekend because she usually visits on the weekdays. I did some physical therapy. I went to the micro center to get a camera, not a camera stand, but like a camera, like something to hold my phone in, and like a clicker that'll use Bluetooth to like take the picture for me. so that I don't have to touch my phone to take the picture, which will be useful for stop motion. I've pinned the back pieces. Let's take Caine and make sure that's gonna fit. Let's make sure that'll fit. Oh, that's close. That's a close fit. That's a little too close for comfort. I'm gonna unpin that, and you know, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna just sew very close to the edge. I'm gonna do a whip stitch, which is when you like go in circles. Make the needle go in circles. Needle. Here's a needle. Grab this one. I don't know why. Feeling the vibes. Red thread. And I know I just said that I like contrasting my colors, but for this, it's at a small enough scale and the character designs are like distinct enough that I don't really want to mess with that too much. I don't see any red thread here, so I'm gonna give you the B or B side. I'll be right back with some red thread. Long at all. I have a full thing of red thread right here. Okay. And I take my thread cutting scissors, which are really tiny and sharp, and I'm gonna snip off the end, wet it with my spit a little bit. Right up my needle. There's my needle. You've heard of finding a needle in a haystack? Try finding a needle in a needle stack. Okay. Thread. The needle. Aha, yes. First try. Fuck. I got it back. I got it in, and then I twitched, and then it got out. Okay. Thread the needle, wiggle it in there. This is the hardest part of sewing, is threading the needle. I know there's needle threaders out there, but I don't wanna. I have like a dozen of them because I keep getting these little sewing kits, but I don't wanna. Okay, here we go. What I do is I pull the thread through the needle's hole so that the thread's kind of doubled in on itself, and I cut it. And so we've got these two ends right here on the opposite side of our needle, and I'm gonna tie a double knot here. And I'm gonna take my needle scissors again, and I'm gonna snip it close to the knot so that we don't have loose threads. And if I knew embroidery, I would use those loose threads to embroider something, but I don't. And I'm gonna poke through here and pull it all the way through. And then we come out and we stab the fabric again, making sure that we get both pieces of fabric. And we pull it all the way through until the loop is all the way closed. And we stab it again, and I'm stabbing it from the same side because this is a whip stitch, which is a strong stitch that works good on tiny things and is one of the simplest stitches you can do. Basically like stab the same side of the fabric and you pull it through so that it's like looping around the edge of your fabric. And I'm doing that all the way down. And I'm making a tiny, so that hopefully it'll fit Caine better. I should have probably put a few more layers of masking tape on his body when I was doing the tape method of pattern making. But oh well. It's like, even counting my seam allowance, this garment was like, doesn't quite fit in. It's a little small. But we could theoretically add more fabric to it. It'll give it a bit of a patchwork feel though. And Caine's smooth. He's a smooth guy. He's digital, he's pixelated, he might be a digital guy thrown into an analog space. But he's still our little guy. He's still got his aesthetic. And I've gotten down enough that I'm gonna pull out my first pin. Because we don't need that to hold the fabric together anymore, because the string is holding the fabric together now. And making more stitches. I'm actually gonna undo my second pin as well, because like the fabric isn't quite aligning the way that I want it to. I'm gonna shift the fabric down so that, there we go. Yeah, so it's aligning a little better now. And and the thread went around the entire garment. We don't want that. We want it just going around these little edges here. That was a bigger stitch than I meant to do, but oh well. It's okay if it's got the like handmade look, because it is handmade. And like that's kind of a little bit the point of the Amazing Stopmotion Circuses, is like the imperfections of reality. Like they're still not quote unquote real, they're like dolls now instead of digital avatars, but like it's still a version of like having to choose to be real, you know? That. I think this music playlist is like looping on itself. Oh well. And I'm planning on having the jacket like close in the front, have like a fastener or something. What I should have done was I should have gotten really tiny doll snaps, but I didn't. I have Velcro that I could use if I really wanted to, but that like Velcro doesn't work as well for doll clothes as companies want it to, you know? Like, they use it because it's cheap. And like, Velcro is a good material. It's like, you know, was designed for spacesuits, which is cool. Although there's part of me that's like, damn, that must be real good Velcro you guys have for if you trust it with spacesuits. Because I would not trust that shit if I were in the vacuum of space. Because Velcro isn't that strong usually. Like, maybe if the Velcro had, like, a bit of extra help, like a zipper alongside the Velcro, but... Okay. I'm gonna say the tail starts there. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna do my stitch. I'm not going to pull this one all the way through. I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to loop through the little loop there twice. I'm going to pull that tight. And I'm going to snip it with my scissors instead of my teeth this time. Revolutionary. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to pull it open. I'm going to put it on Caine. Yeah, it's very Velcro. Velcro is a strange material. It's true. Okay, Caine. What do you think? Okay, it's fitting a little better now. We've got the start of a good garment going on here. You know, I like how his tails turned out. But let's keep going. I'm gonna do his arm sleeves next. Right, did it like this. Okay. Fold fabric. I'm gonna do that on this side instead. This is gonna look a little dog shit. I'm glad you think it looks good. The sleeves are probably gonna be a bit dog shit. Sleeves are always difficult to do. Oh fuck, I forgot to add a knot to my thread. I went in there so confidently. Gotta make a knot right at the end of the thread. What I'm doing right now is I'm basically giving Caine like a vest version of his jacket before I add the sleeves. Because sleeves are a pain in the butt, and no one likes doing them. There's this part in one of the like new Star Wars movies where Leia gives Rey a jacket. And it's like it's like this vest thing with the sleeves detached, so it's like arm warmers and a vest, and it looks cool, and it suits her very well, but also I look at that and I'm like, you didn't want to attach the sleeves to the rest of the jacket, did you? This is the common sewing thing. Okay, but let's try to get these armholes happening. Gosh. Okay, I might just go for it. I don't know. This is gonna be ad. I'm gonna give him a tiny bit more magnets attached to my scissors. I'm gonna give him a tiny bit more armpit room, because I'm worried about that. And because that'll make it easier to fold this into place. Ah, it's fighting me. You know what? I'm gonna prioritize the end of the sleeve, because if the collar of the sleeve looks dog shit, it's fine. We're adding a collar to it later. I'm not bothering to pin it this time. YOLO. YOLO, YOLO. You only live once and we can do this. And also we can take a seam ripper to the seams if we don't like it. Puppies are up and chilling with me. Aww. All the animals are here for sewing time. I'm really hoping this will lead to, like, a nice pointed, like, shoulder patty look. Caine's got some pointy shoulders in his outfit. And I really hope I manage to capture that. What's going on with my cup? You guys don't know why. Force you to align. Wahaha. There we go. Down, forcing it to line. Okay. And there we go. And let's snip that. And let's hope his arm fits through that. I hope that actually fits him. Let's take his hands and narrow them. You put it on. Yay! Oh, that looks good! Oh, that works! It's working! Yay! Okay, let's finish that up by connecting last bits. I'm glad my pattern's actually working. I was worried it wouldn't. Should not have added that notch. Oh well. Whatever. Let's just sew the other sleeve. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm gonna trim this slightly. There we go. I'm gonna... His elbow needs to... His armpit. Caine, your armpit. You need more armpit. Okay, there we go. And let's align this in such a way that we prioritize the outside, because the inside's getting covered up with a collar anyway. And stab. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. Stab. Sewing is a lot of stabbing. It's a lot of stabbing. You stab things with other things with string attached, and then the two things you're stabbing become friends. Friendship via stabbing. Jax would approve of this. No, she wouldn't. She'd call it girly and would dissociate and... and try to pretend like she wasn't interested. It's like, it's a bit of a morbid hobby, is the thing. And I wish more things, like, acknowledged that. There was this one bit in Kim Possible. So, Kim Possible, her mom's a brain surgeon, right? She does surgery all the time. And there's this bit in Kim Possible where she has an accident while she's out, you know, fighting Draken and Shigo saving the world. And it's framed to look as though Kim had a medical emergency and her mom was like having to do surgery on her, and that it was going badly. But then it goes back, and apparently they were trying to fix her outfit, not her brain. And the mom's like, sorry, Kimmy, but I'm so used to sewing. I sew people, not clothes. And I'm like, it's the same skill. It's the same skill. The skills that you are using as a surgeon were developed by tailors and seamstresses years and years before you ever picked up the knife. It's the same skill. You do a ladder stitch. I know you know how to do a ladder stitch because that's how you close skin together, and that's also how you close a rip in a piece of fabric in such a way that the rip doesn't show. It's the same skill. You can do it. You can do it, Kim Possible's mom. I believe in you. But I get what the joke was, and I get that the people writing that script probably aren't actually familiar with brain surgery or sewing. And also, I'm a nerd for knowing that. I'm a nerd for knowing lots of things. Okay. Actually, wait, why am I using my teeth? I should be using my scissors. I want to get a cut close to the eye. There we go. Okay, second sleeve 2 top. Sleeve top 2. So, let's see if that fits him. See if his little vest fits him. Okay, your hand go through. And your hand okay. Your hand go through. Yes. Yay! Oh, and it even has the overlap I wanted. So this closure, excellent. Yay! Hi, Sister Mika! Yes, I'm streaming again! We're making the Amazing Stopmotion Circus! I just finished making a vest for Caine, and I'll add sleeves to it later, but first I'm gonna sew the darts. So that this garment conforms to his body a little bit better. First I gotta get it off. Come on, there we go. Okay, so the purpose of darts is that it's like it's a hole in your fabric that you make on purpose and you sew up so that a garment fits better. Like it conforms to your body a little bit better. Because otherwise everything would be baggy and nothing would be tailored and everything would look unfashionable. And Caine is a very fashionable individual, so we can't have that. He's gotta have well-tailored clothes. So we're adding some darts to the sides of his jacket so that it fits him better. And usually what you would do if you were sewing like a shirt is you would have the seams go up the sides anyway, right? But what I'm doing, because I wanted this all to be one, like the tail and the front to be one continuous like stretch of fabric, is I decided to have the seam here in the back. And so that's why I'm having to add darts to get his nice hinged look. His waistline. So let's go in and do another whip stitch. And I'm like trying to shape my stitches so that it's like closer to the edge of the fabric here, but then makes a little like crescent moon shape. This is getting a little ugly. I keep saying this is gonna look ugly, and then I put it on him and it looks fantastic. So let's hope okay, knock on wood, that I didn't just jinx myself by saying that. And now we make... That's good, so we make one more stitch. And we don't tug it through completely, we wrap the thread around the needle twice and pull it through so that it tangles on purpose in such a way that it closes the seam. That's actually how I discovered that, was I kept tangling my thread in a specific way, and I was like, hold on, maybe we can use this. If we do it on purpose, then it's a technique. Okay, so that's a dart. That's so cool. Oh, you're busy right now. Aw. Well, you can watch the VOD, Systemica, but I'm glad that you were here for as long as you were able to. But let's see if the dart worked. Oh, look at that! It did! It's conforming to the shape of his body. So nice. Oh, he's gonna look so good. Let's do the other dart. And I don't think we can sew with that little itty bitty last bit of thread. So I'm gonna rethread the needle again. Snip it with my thread scissors. Wet it with my spit so that it makes a nice little sharp. And then carefully try my best. Thread the needle! And thread the needle. That last little bit. Let's make sure this side's not tangled. There we go. He looks so good. He's gonna look amazing when his suit is done. He is gonna look amazing when his suit is done. I'm so excited. And the way I'm doing the suit is he's gonna have his pants and he's gonna have his jacket and he isn't gonna have a shirt. Caine's topless. I stand by this headcanon. He doesn't have a shirt collar in his character model, so I'm assuming that he's just not wearing a shirt. His buttons and his tie are just, like, glued to his skin. That's what I think. And that's what I'm gonna do later, when I've got these, like, scrapbooking pearls that I painted black, and those are gonna be his buttons on his bare skin. And later on, I'm gonna have my girlfriend probably 3D print me a bow tie for him, because my girlfriend's got a 3D printer and she loves using it. Snip that. And let's do the other dart. Making that crescent moon shape again as best we can. I'm thinking croissant. I'm thinking about croissants. that's fair. That would make a lot of sense. Also, you think of the headcanon that Caine wears a corset. I think it's cute and I love it. And it would match with my headcanon that Caine has, like, would have to use his walking cane if he was walking for long enough pretty well. Because a corset gives fantastic back support if you wear it properly. And can be used for, like, various disabilities like that. But I think that as a 3D model, it would actually add problems if he was wearing a corset, because that's layering of cloth, and 3D animation hates cloth layers. But there is this setting in VRoid Studio, which is the program that I use most often as like my base to make 3D models. That's called, like, this setting that's called corseting, where it just like pinches at the waist. And I think he maybe does some of that. Like, the way that wearing clothes works in 3D models is that you use a masking layer. It's just like basically a color layer that's like black for parts that show through and white for parts that stay visible. It's like an opacity layering system. Then the parts that are black are hidden and the parts that are white are shown. And you use a masking layer because you don't want skin clipping through your fabric, and that's the easiest way to do that. So I think in the nerdiest way possible, yes, he kind of does. Because I can see his like base layer model actually not being quite as snatched, and him, like, you know, adjusting the like, you know, his skin is hidden, so it's not going to clip through the clothes. So he can make the clothing as snatched as he wants. And I think he would do that. Because he, like, made his own body, right? It's gonna be how he like, he made it himself, like, bit by bit, in that, like, flashback where he was a red dot turning into, like, someone with a hand and legs and stuff, which is, like, how early AI models that they were teaching how to walk would actually do things. Like, before we all started hating AI. So that was actually pretty well researched. And he's got 2 darts. And let's put his arms through the sleeves of this vesty bit. And yeah, I think I'm gonna do the golden lining on the tail. And oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, he looks so cool. He looks so cool and cute. And I'm gonna have a layer like that. Oh, and there's like gathering, but oh, we can. Oh, his shoulders are gonna be so sharp. He's gonna have such sharp shoulders. But yes, as a visual gag, I like the idea of Caine wearing a corset. Oh! Okay. And I actually don't know how I'm gonna fasten this up here. I think we might actually want to make a button, which usually that's like a pain in the ass to make an actual button. So, like, you want one of these? Wait, I'm pretty sure I grabbed, like, bronze fasteners that would work. Where did I put them? Ah! He's so dapper and cute, yeah! I like him. He's dapper and cute. Okay, so let's take one of these, like, bronze fastener things and see if we can't put that in there. I'm actually gonna Make a hole on purpose. Right at his belly. Stabbing you! Yes, I'm stabbing you, Caine. I'm not backstabbing even. Front stabbing. Wahaha. To make a hole in both pieces of fabric so that we know where that fastener will go. Is that visible enough? That's visible enough. Okay. I'm actually gonna darken it with some crap. So that I know for sure where it's gonna go. There we go. And you probably can't see that on the camera, but I can see it, and that's the point. That's the important thing. Let's take you off your jacket. And I'm actually going to use my thread scissors to widen that hole. I'm going to do that on both sides. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna push it through here. I'm gonna spread these little bits to either side. That makes a cute little button. And I'm actually going to shorten these little tails so that they are less likely to show behind. Like that on that side, and like this on this side. And where did I put my needle and thread? Here I put my needle and thread, and it's already done. So I'm gonna sew around this buttonhole just to make it a little bit sturdier. That's how you're supposed to do buttons. And this is the part that's a pain in the ass that people usually try to avoid. I don't want to have just bare cut fabric. That's how you get writing. I'm going to sew along the edges here. And I'm probably going to glue the edges of the rest of the garment because it's doll scale. Hello, kitty. Magdalene. Oh, Rose got home. You know, I think I might not glue the edges. I might actually sew, because, like, this is looking good here. Just me whip stitching along the edges here. Doesn't look too shabby. I don't know if this is a fabric that can fray, but I don't want to take my chances. And now we have a buttonhole. I've watching sewing and craft videos and streams since I find them interesting and I want to learn how to make cosplay stuff eventually, and also like making things that are very alt. I also like alt fashion. I have this pair of shorts that I want to draw Caine wearing that's like also pants. It's like pants on one side, shorts on the other side. And it's salmon pink because because Jax, I'm gonna be real. Gender. Anyway. It's salmon pink and it's got like a bear-shaped patch on the side, on the pocket that's shorts sides. And I stitched it on there with brown thread. And I love that garment so much, even though it is one of the weirdest garments I own. But I made it myself and I made it with love. I actually got that pair of pants thinking that I'd make Jax's like canon accurate overalls, but that didn't wind up happening, so I mean I might still do it. You never know. Let's see if this button works. That would be so cute. It would be cute to make Jax's canon accurate overalls. I mean I made a bunch of doodles of it, like just drawing on top of the doll. Let's have Jax here, actually. Jax gets to be here and judge our fashion choices. Jax is very fashionable, wearing a dress from the dollar store. Oh right, Caine's eyes are magnetic. I didn't think the doll's down. Okay, anyway. Actually, before I test the button, let's sew the button to the jacket. Actually, let's just test it. Just test it. Did I make this buttonhole big enough? Viewers are dying to know. And oh my gosh! Oh, that is beautiful. Look at that. Look how perfect that is. She is looking so good in that dress. Oh my gosh, look at Caine! Caine, you are fashion. You are the moment. You are the myth, the man, the legend. I think I might want to add a tiny little strip of fabric back here to like pinch that in and make that look a little better. Or maybe I can just use some gold thread. Caine does look amazing. Ah! You know what? I'm impatient. Let's get his collar on now. Let's try to get his collar on. I could use this, which is no, that looks like dog shit. Where's the black velvet? Here's the black velvet. Let's see if we can't make a collar. I didn't prepare this piece of the pattern. Hold on. Let's do it now. Fuck it. Since I didn't think ahead, and I didn't make the collar while I was doing the tape method, in my defense, I was focused on the main jacket bits. I'm gonna take some tissue paper, which is very flexible, and I'm gonna actually tear a hole in it here for his neck. This is the weird solutions. This is the I'm a weirdo. I solve things in a weird way. So there we go. This little paper poncho we're gonna use to go around his neck. And that's not gonna be that's not big enough. Okay. Where's more tissue paper? I know I have some somewhere. Paper towel, that works. Why not? It's got towel in the name, it's fabulous. Okay, I'm giving myself plenty of room for the collar here. And now I'm gonna tear a little neck hole right there in the center. I'm gonna put this weird paper poncho over him. There we go. There we go. Okay. Wrap that around you nice and snug. And let's take our pencil and let's trace where we want the collar to go. Where's the button? That's the button right there. So, let's go down to the button. Give him a nice flare on that collar. And let's go around the back of his neck. And let's mark that at the halfway point. And there we go, a new method of pattern making. The paper towel method of pattern making. And I'm gonna cut that out. And let's see if that fits. Go around your big, big head. I can't believe that worked. Well, it kind of worked. Yeah, I did. That worked? I can't. Okay, let's tug it down a little bit. Your jacket's fraying. Hold on. It goes both ways. Let's test it this way. Okay, I'm gonna have to sew that down. And look at that. That'll look good. That'll look good. Brand new method of pattern making. Paper towel method. I'm going to trace that onto actual paper, not paper towel. I think the paper towel method of pattern making would only really work at doll scale. Because, like, who's gonna put paper towels around a human body and expect that to actually hold up? But at doll scale, this works fantastic. Yeah, paper towels, they're common, they're easy to tear, they're affordable, and they're flexible just like fabric. So I'm gonna actually turn this around the other side and okay, so you can't see. Okay, let me put this on So I put that in the wrong place. Let's put that somewhere else on the paper. Take 2. You gotta be flexible, like paper towels. You gotta learn to roll with the punches and make things however they want to be made. And sometimes that means you put your paper towel in the wrong place, and that's okay. You can try again, always. There we go, that's one side put down, and now let's put down the other side. I'm gonna match this part up here. And I want to make this all one piece because, again, we're working at doll scale. So we want to avoid as many seams as we can. Sharp this up a little. There we go. Pattern collar. I'm gonna be a little bold. I'm gonna cut it out. Happy accidents, actually, because we already made another trace of it. I don't feel bad cutting this one out. So it was a good thing that we put it in the wrong place, actually. Happy accidents, just like me! Pick this up actually because I want more angles with my scissors. Alright, let's cut out those notches. There's a nice little collar pattern, and let's see if it fits onto the doll. Outfits. Ooh. I'm gonna tuck this under, actually. This is a slightly different cut of jacket than the one that he has in the Caine show, but like, I don't hate it. Here, I'll show you what I mean. Like, it's this neat little kind of Peter Pattern almost effect of like it's tucked in here. But it's kind of cool looking. I'm kind of digging it. It's kind of gender. What do you think? Is that too... Hold on. I wanna... How do I pin this down? Oh, with a pin. Duh. Whatever. Trust. I'm gonna trust myself. I'm gonna just go for it. I'm gonna allow it to be fashion. Everything's like slightly wrong, but that's okay. Like Pomni's not having... She actually wears a leotard, but she's not wearing a leotard. She's wearing like shorts. Because I don't want to deal with making her a leotard. And shorts are cute. Anyway, let's like cut off. Let's like cut a bit of fabric off so that it's more easier to work with. It's a very frayable fabric. Look at that, it's fraying all over the place. Buddy. What you doing? Buddy. Trust the process. Exactly, Fire. Trust the process. Okay, so... There we go. I think what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna trace this onto some tissue paper if I can find some, and like lip stitch around the entire thing, including the tissue paper, and then I'll tear the tissue paper away. And that should... You know what? No, I don't trust that. This fabric is so fraying that I don't think that stitching alone will at this small scale will actually help all that much. So I'm actually going to take a paintbrush and I'm going to brush the fabric. Take a paintbrush and I'm going to wet it. Soften it up. There we go. I'm going to take some glue and I'm going to paint the fabric with glue. With like white school glue. I'm going to glue that paper onto the fabric. Which is how I made Caine's gloves actually. So, where's glue? There's glue. Well, that reminds me, how's Pomni doing? Is she dry yet? Not yet. But look how cute she is. She's gonna stay there in her little burrito. Pour this out. I'm gonna close this up. Always close your glue. paint the fabric with the blue. And that what that should do is that should make it a little bit stiff, which makes it easier to shape. It should make it so that the seams don't fray, like the edges won't fray, and it'll stick the pattern to the cloth. So again, something that only really works when you're working at a doll scale, but like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe people who make people-sized clothes do this too. But I've only seen doll tubers do this, so. I know a lot of these methods are also like, I'm inventing this as I go. Like, I just invented the paper towel method of pattern making. Like, this is soaking in a lot more than it did on the white cotton fabric that I used to make Caine's gloves. Maybe that's a good thing, I don't know. Yeah, that's soaking in like crazy. I might need more glue. This is some thirsty fabric. I think that's enough. Let's try to glue this on now. And glue on top of it a little bit. Push it around the edges. I'm going to be using the same fabric to make his sleeve cups when I get to that. Dang, I need more glue. Usually a little goes a long way with doll making, but not in this case, apparently. Oh, that's why it was so thirsty. It was soaking through all the way. A random question, what is your favorite drink? Mine are coffee, herbal tea, and bubble tea. I really like chai tea. I also really like Arizona, like, half and half, like, lemonade iced tea. I really, really love a good Shirley Temple. Like, which is like ginger ale and grenadine, which is like a cherry syrup, with fruit in it, if the people are fancy. I also really like hot chocolate. Coffee I only really like if it's like really sweet, like mostly chocolate or tons of caramel or something like that. There was a long time where I, like, did refuse to have coffee. But then my high school sweetheart, who's a baker now, I believe, she, like, made me a hot chocolate with some coffee in it, and I was like, I don't know, it's coffee. And she was like, dude, trust me. So I tried it, and it was the best hot chocolate I've ever fucking had. And that's how I got into coffee. Should I let that dry? Maybe I should let that dry. Yeah, let's let that dry. And let's work on his sleeves while we wait for that to dry. Set him aside. And pick up. No, don't glue down. Okay, good, thank you. Oh gosh. His sleeve pattern piece. It's wet with glue. I'm gonna set that down. We made a backup. I just remembered we made a backup. Because I'm smart and I predict myself. Let's cut out the backup. Giving ourselves a little bit of seam allowance. It's getting poppy. Yeah. Those all sound good, and yeah, I know coffee isn't for everyone, so I get that not everyone likes coffee by itself. I sometimes like to add a iced hazelnut latte. Ooh, that sounds kind of nice. And I've got a pretty big sweet tooth myself. I'm not the biggest fan of bitter flavors. I really don't like alcohol, for example. Like, my girlfriend and I have this game where hold on, before I continue this tangent, I need to find my red fabric. Okay. Let's pin this sleeve to this. But whenever my girlfriend drinks, but I don't. So whenever she gets a beverage, she'll, like, hold it out for me to sniff, and I'll sniff it, and I'll make an ugh kind of face, and she'll laugh, and it's the whole thing. We always do. She's a total lightweight, though, so not much alcohol in our house. I don't think we have any alcohol in our house right now, but like, I don't like, it's fermented, and it smells and tastes of rot. And if I want to act weird, I just let my meds wear off, you know? Like, I don't do drugs not because I'm a narc, but because I don't need that shit to be a weirdo. Like, I need to take drugs in order to be sober. That's what it's like having ADHD. There's part of me that's like, if I were a character in the Amazing Digital Circus, I'd probably be like a robot or something. Like something that needs batteries. Because the batteries are my meds. And I'd have to take new batteries every morning. And that would be my weird character quirk. like how Gangle has her like bipolar disorder mask and Zooble has their gender dysphoria limbs. I mean, I might also have some gender dysphoria limbs, but that kind of fits with the robot theme. I don't know what my design would be. Maybe I would look like those... What were they? iDog? They were like those musical dog toys from the early 2000s. They like hooked up to an iPod and it would make music. It would flap its ears all over the place. I'd be like that. Okay, we've pinned down our sleeve. Let's cut it out. And yes, I know I'm holding the scissors upside down. I'm just like that. That's fair. I know alcohol can be a bit much for some. Real ADHD can be a lot, especially since I have ADHD, autism and ADHD, and that is actually a really cool characters concept. Yay! Fist bumping you through the screen. ADHD. Same. But yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe I should draw it. I always have trouble drawing myself as a dog, though, even though everyone says that I'm like a golden retriever. Like, my friend group assigned persona is golden retriever, but I want to be a kitty cat. I'm a cat. I'm a kitty cat. And I dance, and I dance. Or maybe a platypus. I really like platypi. The Perry the platypus. I mean, the Perry the platypus was my, like, favorite character of all time. And then the Amazing Digital Circus was like, okay, but here's Caine. And I was like, oh, well, what do you mean? Here's Caine. And then the Amazing Digital Circus was like, he has a crush on the rabbit. And I was like, oh. And then it was like, also the rabbit is trans. And I was like, oh? Like me? Like, this is like, socially unaware goober who doesn't know what to do? It me? Is the crush on the coolest character there? Just like how I have a crush on my girlfriend who's the coolest person there? Yes. And there's one sleeve. Oh yeah, fist bump! Why not mix a golden retriever and a kitty, but a platypus would be cute. A mix, you say? I mean, like, maybe. It's also like, you kind of have to think. When you're making an Amazing Digital Circus OC, it's not just what do you want to be, it's like, what is your biggest insecurity, and how can you personify that? What is the things that take up your brain space the most? It's like, you gotta kind of call out post yourself a little bit if you think about what your self-insert would be for this show. Like, there's this fic I really love to read, where there's a character who pops in and they are just like the Anon symbol from Tumblr Asks is their avatar because they don't know who they are. And that's a whole thing where, like, they have amnesia even. And, like, that's, you know, personification of the character even when it's not the parts that you like. And, like, the parts that I'm most self-conscious about, I think, is, like, the parts that impact my life the most is probably, like, you know, the meds, and how I'm not a normal person without the meds. And how I have to not be a normal person every night because I have to go Betty by. I can't be medicated all the time. I have to go Betty by. So I spend like half my life at least being a silly goober. So I gotta incorporate that into the character concept. A golden retriever and a kitty cat, though. Like, what would that symbolize? If it's like, maybe it's like, I don't know where I'm from? That is true. Like, I mean, I know my mom I'm biologically related to, and I love my dad, but I'm not biologically related to my dad. So there's, like, half... And, like, that was kind of a thing, like, when I was growing up, I was like, oh, I'm half human and half something else. Aha, I figured it out. Just like my protagonists, for real, for real. And same, Caine and Jax are the characters I relate to the most, and my biggest insecurity would not being able to be myself and show my interests comfortably. Ooh. Okay. So, like, maybe your OC is like a costume? Or a mask like Gangle? Or a costume like a little bit like Jax? But like one that your character would be able to take off on their own power sometimes. Like you're worried about not being yourself, about not being able to be yourself. So like how would that be personified? Like for me, I'm kind of sort of incapable of not being myself. Honestly, I don't feel human a lot of the time. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of a common thing to feel. But again, I relate to Caine. Caine really, really wants to be human, but doesn't know how. And I'm like, oh, buddy, same. But I always felt at least a little bit human. And I know that I'm at least a little bit human because my mom's human. Like, there were all these stories when I was growing up of kids that, like, you know, were half something else. And I didn't know what my other half was, so I was like, oh, I'm half something else. And as of course you'd think that, you gender-fluid, pansexual, demi-romantic, ADHD motherfucker. Like... It's like, aha, I've got it! I'm not fully human! And it's like, no, you've got something worse going on. And I think that's also a little bit where my storytelling skills started happening, was because, like, I was telling that story about myself. So, like, that helped me start to figure out how to tell stories about other things. And, like, even if it's not true, I am probably completely human. Genetically, at least. Like, there's still a nugget of I relate to the other. I do a mask. You say you do mask a lot even around your family, so the people online get to see the real me. And I honestly feel like a shapeshifter, and I'm also non-binary. Hell yeah! That's cool. That's really cool. Like, a shapeshifter would be cool. Like... Oh, did the music run out? Did we run out of music? We ran out of music. Let's pick up another music. Coffee calm jazz, relaxing music, no copyright music. Creative Commons. Okay. So yeah, okay. Like with your artsy craftiness, maybe like I want to say like a like you can design yourself is the thing that way. I'm giving Jax a little bit of shapeshifteriness in my film, like with the abstraction. I know, I love the idea of just changing forms whenever I want. That is cool. I think if I were to have a shapeshifting ability, I'd want it to be a little bit more hands-on. There was this character in... Gosh, what was it called? It was this really good... Gentry Chow versus the Underworld. There was this character who could change their appearance, but they had to, like, sew a skin for it. And it was, like, a very involved artistic process. And it would take time to really handcraft the new appearance. And, like, I kind of dig that. I kind of dig the, like, morbid, almost, like, stop-motion process, like, of picking each material by hand and choosing each aspect of what the new appearance is going to be, and then, like, having to stitch it together and knowing how the shapes work and function. There's something about that that speaks to me as someone who is like a creative who is genderfucky wucky. And like honestly, if you know your average NPC wasn't a plain wooden artist mannequin, I'd probably say that my Amazing Digital Circus character would be a wooden artist mannequin, because like Caine's made out of wooden artist mannequin, Pomni's made out of wooden artist mannequin. I really like using wooden artist mannequins. I like painting them. I like wood shaving them. They're really good bases for a lot of these creative things that I like to do. And I study them a lot for like arts and crafts. But that's already taken, and that's already got like the implications of NPC-ness, and I'm like, my parents once said that I make a terrible extra. And they meant that in terms of like, because they're theater people. It makes me wonder how I would make my main Sona, who is a flaming skeleton dragon! Hell yeah! A shapeshifter who's a flaming skeleton dragon? Oh, that's so cool. Oh wait, you know what? You could use like the heat to reshape the bones, probably, and like change out how the bones are structured, and that could be like how you shapeshifting, and it would be really cool and gruesome. And like I think that my little robot Sona in the Digital Circus, like I'd be able to customize it a little bit to like in terms of like sometimes I'd have to tighten screws and stuff, you know? Do some maintenance. And I could probably swap some parts out when I do that. Ooh, like melt them down completely and completely reform them. Yeah! Yeah, or like melt them down a little bit and like reshape them like clay and stuff like that. Just like, it's not like in the concept, like it's not necessarily bone. It can be like, there's a lot of materials that you can like melt back down in order to reshape them a little bit like clay. Hot glue, for example, which is how I made Jax's neck, and I found out that you can like use the nozzle of the hot glue gun to remelt the hot glue a little bit to smooth it flat, which I knew before I painted it. But oh well, we live and we learn. Live and learn! That whole Sonic song. Yeah, that'd be How big would your flaming skeleton dragon be? Would it be like a person sized, or would it just be like huge? Or would it be little? Itty bitty flaming skeleton dragon. Massive flaming skeleton dragon. That would be so cool. Oh god, you're giving me ideas! I have so many projects I still need to finish. Mood. Okay, and loop around twice. And pull it tight. And snip it closed. And where's my inside outer? Where's my inside outer? Where's my inside outing tool? Did I sit it down to myself? I mean, I could make a new one, probably. Wouldn't be that difficult. Yeah, I'm just gonna make a new one. Hi, welcome to my inside outer making tutorial. Today we're gonna make an inside outer. I feel like they would change their size depending on how they feel for the day. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I'm gonna snip my armature wire right here. And now I have a stick. And now I'm gonna bend down one end of the stick. And now I have an inside outer. Trying to show off the shape of it. Yoink. Slip it through. Grab it. Grab it here, actually. Actually, let's go at it from the other end. Slip it through, grab it, and yoink. Yoink, question mark? Yoink, yoink, yoink. Come on, come on, I believe in you. I believe in you. Yes, yes, yes. And here's a sleeve. Ha ha ha. And let's see how the sleeve will be. Oh, come on. Yes, ha ha ha, yes! I need to post a picture of them in some other persona in the art channel. I'll check that out later. I'm making my own art right now. I'm gonna... Okay, Caine, I'm gonna have to take off your jacket in order to put your sleeve on your jacket. Sound like a plan? Okay. Undo that button. I love how good the button turned out. Hello, my love.
Hi, I've been here the whole time.
What?
I didn't want to bother you.
You okay?
Move this
Could I ask you to get me a glass of water, please? You might not have heard me.
You want water?
Water? What?
There you go. You've been yapping a lot, huh?
It was so fun.
Mm.
Hydrates. Hydration important. I'm gonna double knot it. I'm gonna take this sleeve. Whoop. How do I want to do this? I want to start from the bottom and work my way up. And here's the tricky thing. Sewing in the round is a huge pain in the butt. Especially at this small scale. Oh, wait, fudge. No, hold on. I did this wrong. The thing about sewing is you want everything to be inside out while you're sewing. So I'm gonna take my homemade inside outer. I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna pull it inside out. Shove it. There we go. There we go. And let's actually give ourselves a new thread here. Come on, thread the needle. Thread the needle. There you go. Giving it a double knot. And snip. Grab the sleeve. Now, take two. Bottom. And work my way up very carefully. if this part's a little boring, I need to concentrate on attaching the sleeve to this jacket, which is a tricky process. You ever wonder why a lot of punk jackets don't have sleeves? This is why. That and it looks cool. Okay. Come on. Snag this. Go here. Oh, okay. Might start from the top for the next sleep. This is so hard. Okay. Yeah, this part might not actually look good, but that's okay. It's ass, it's ass. Oh darn, this is gonna look bad. It's gonna look bad. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna redo this actually. I just realized that I'm doing it kind of wrong. Use the other end of our Pugliati tool to make a makeshift seam ripper. know what? I'm gonna... That annoys me is that I want to dress like Caine and dress more alt and gothic, but I can't find anywhere near me that sells stuff like that. They have it, but not in my size. Sorry if I'm just yapping about random stuff. No, you're good. I've been so focused on this shoulder seam. But yeah, if you want to dress like Caine, go for it. That's part of where sewing is your best friend, is sometimes you find something and it's not your size, so you're like, fuck it, I'll make it my size. So you take it anyway, and you add fabric to parts that are too small for you, and you take fabric away from parts that are too big for you, and you make it fit. And that's a good skill to have. What I'm doing here now is I just turn, and you can use the pattern. You know what? I'll scan the pattern that I made in, and I'll share it if you want to try and make Caine's jacket for yourself. I mean, I should probably sell that, but whatever. I will make it available to you, friend, because you're a friend. You can try. But what I'm doing now, because sewing it the way I was trying to sew it didn't quite work, is I turned it back or inside out so it's right side in now, and I pushed it through. Like, you see how the seams are finished on this side but unfinished on this side, so I turned it so that the sleeve is right side in, and I'm pushing it through here so that I can sew it to the armholes in a way that makes sense, so that the ugly seams aren't visible. It's secret. Yeah, no problem. I'll post a link to the Discord. Maybe I'll make a community post with a link to the pattern too, for people who want to try it. Make an Etsy or something, I don't know. I know people do that. People sell their like doll clothes patterns on Etsy. But I feel like if I'm doing that, I need to like figure out how I'm doing it, you know? How I need to make instructions. Find a good material for the jacket. Yeah. Finding good material can be hard these days since this death and destruction of Joanne's. But some things you can do is, I mean, I like to go to the dollar store for all my fabric because I'm working at doll scale mostly. And another thing I like to do is I've been getting shirts and like sacrificing them to the crop top gods, so that I can have more material for, like, Caine's gloves, part of a shirt that is now a crop top. It's really cool. I like learning about all this stuff, especially since I want to make my own cosplay and fursuits. Yeah! No, the dollar store near me sells some really good faux fur fabric that I want to try and do something with. I'm not sure what. But another place you can get, it's like curtains, bed sheets. The internet has some good fabrics, although if you're texture sensitive, which you probably are, if you're ADHD, it can be that can be a little bit more of a toss-up. See if there's any cute local fabric shops near you, or just like figure out what material blends feel best against your skin. Caine's shirt is like, the shirt that I made Caine's gloves out of is like 95% cotton and I believe 5% nylon, and that's a really good texture for me. So figure out what textures are good for you, and then you can get it online if you really want to. Yeah, bed sheets, curtains, oversized clothes, like you can. The CVS near me is selling like oversized shirts right now in very plain colors for fairly cheap. Those are all good places to find fabric for your materials, for your needs. I think I'm gonna wait until I finish sewing the jacket. I'll have to go to a lot of shops near me. I feel like the biggest issue if I buy it online is the shipping since I'm in Australia. I don't know what the fabric store situation is in Australia. It might be a little less dire than in the States, honestly. Because in the States, we had, there was a monopoly, and then the monopoly shut down, and now it's really hard to find fabric in bulk. But I know that, I don't know. Meet your neighbors, ask them things, figure things out. I am very much pro meet your neighbors, pro build communities. I'm sure that if you ask around, you'll find people who are super into all this artsy craftsy stuff, including making your own clothes and stuff. And I have no idea if Caine's jacket will work on a human scale, but I mean, it's working on a doll scale so far. So, I might try to make Caine's jacket now that I have the pattern too for myself. That might be fun. I'd probably make it in blue. I like blue. Yeah, you probably want to feel your fabrics first before buying them anyway. So if you can find an in-person shop, that's a good thing to have. Best fabric store near me is called Spotlight, but they're expensive, and I could honestly ask one of my mom's friends. That's a good idea. Ask your mom's friends. They will most likely know. Almost done with this shoulder seam. We'll see if this works. Third tie is a charm, am I right? Oh gosh, and just as I said that, I can't find where I'm supposed to stitch next. Okay, here we go. Okay, well, a couple more stitches. Haha, 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 haha. Okay, and tug it tight. And snippity snip. And let's see. Grand reveal! Wait. Hold on. I shouldn't be pulling the sleeve inside out. I should be pulling the rest of the jacket inside out. Hold on. Other than the armpit, that worked! Oh my gosh, Caine, what happened to your jacket? Oh my god. Okay, yeah, one of my mom's friends does sewing, but I don't know if she does clothes. I mean, she probably does clothes if she does sewing. Unless she's really into plushies like I am. I do clothes, like, I don't really do clothes, and even then I do clothes, you know? It's like, if you get into one part of sewing, you wind up getting into the rest of it. A little bit. Except, like, knitting. I'm not good at knitting. I tried. I can't figure it out. It's too much math. Okay, let's sew Caine's armpit back into the jacket somehow. How am I gonna do this? Hope, love, prayer. I'm not religious. I do it like that. And then let's try a ladder stitch. I mentioned this earlier. It's the same kind of stitch that surgeons use to fix human skin. Oh, I see what happened. We got some serious fraying. Let's fix that up. So this fabric is capable of fraying. Good to know. Oh dear. Alright, let's close off that ladder stitch. What's that? No, tuck through. Wish I had fray protect. Hopes and dreams. Sometimes you just gotta go on a whim when making stuff. Yep. Whatever. Let's see if this even fits him. Does your arm even go through the armhole? Why is this tight? Oh, very nice. Very nice. Very nice, yes. Okay, actually. We might be cooking. Goodness, even, you know, even with the frayed armpit, he's looking kind of styling. Yeah, I might just have to invest in some Fray Protect. Let's pop it. That's a defined shoulder right there, though. Yeah, I might have to just invest in some Fray Protect. What time is it? How long have I been doing this? 6:02. Okay. 3 to 6. That's a 3-hour stream. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna at least try the other sleep before I go. We might just have to do a part 2 tomorrow. Oh wait, fuck, I have work. Love you.